Alan Powers, Harlow. Why did you come here? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I came here in 1966, and I came here with my dad, and mum and dad. We used to work in London for BP, British Petroleum, and when they built the factory up in Pinnacles, and the big office block there, he was asked if he wanted to move from Tottenham, where we lived, and go up there and get a house in Harlow and all that. And that's what he done, and I went with him. I was 21 at the time, and I went with mum and dad, and that's how I lived in Harlow.
So what are your first memories as a 21-year-old moving to Harlow?
Well, I liked it. It was so open spaced. I mean, Tottenham is like a jungle. So it's so open spaced, and there's lots of greenery. There was lots of greenery around then, and yeah, it was lovely. It was easy to get a job, and I lived in Foldcroft. We lived in Foldcroft, and that's the road that leads up to the Pinnacles. And I walked up there, and I thought the first factory I see in front of me, I'll cross the road and go in there see if I can get a job. And that's exactly what I've done, and I got a job straight away. So it was so easy then, and it's probably the same as a lot of other places, but it was so easy to get a job in them days, and that's what I've done.
Didn't you miss London? Did you think the hustle and bustle of North London to high?
No, I didn't actually like London that much. I like going down to London, but always know I'm coming back to Harlow again, you know, or coming home again, you know, so London is too busy, too hustle and bustle for me.
And so where was this first job that you got?
I got a place called Stuart Warner's, which has been gone a long time now. As you come up to the Pinnacles, it's right opposite, across the traffic light, straight in front of you where the garage is. And yes, it was a Canadian firm. I did something about clocks and that sort of stuff. And I stayed there for about a year or so. Then I went to Standard Telephones down at Temple Fields. Yeah.
So that's why you came. That's why you came here, and you stayed. Why have you stayed? What is it about Harlow that you?
Well, because I knew that one day perhaps I would get married and have a family, and I'd rather have that family grow up in a place like this than grow up in London, and that's my reason really. I thought this was a much better place and to bring up children, if it ever happened. You know, if I had children, which I did. And I thought it'd be a much better place to live, you know.
And you're retired now, aren't you?
I'm retired now.
But you're still very much involved in the community. I mean, you're not. I know we're at home here on a Friday afternoon, but you get involved in things, don't you? Tell us about that.
Well, I do the playhouse. I do volunteer in the playhouse as an usher, and I do that quite a lot. Do
you get to see the shows as well?
Yeah, get to see all the shows I want to see. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I'll do that. I can volunteer when I want to. I'm not tied down to do when I, you know, it's not like work as such. I can do it when I want. You know, if I put down a sheet of paper, I want to do that date, and that's what I do. And I don't do many evening ones. I just do during the day, really.
And did you mention a reading group?
Yes, I belong to a reading group. I used to meet every first Tuesday of the month, and I was in that for 4 or 5 years, and we'd just take a book, and we'd all read the same book, and then go back and discuss it the following month, you know, and that's how we used to take another one, and somebody will say, how about this author? So we get books on that author, and read that author's work, and then discuss it as a group. Usually a group about 17, 18 people.
And other people might recognise you, Alan, because you're 71, is that right?
I am.
71, as you still run?
Yes. Yes, I enjoy that. I used to run when I was younger. And when I first moved to Harlow, funny enough, when I first moved to Harlow, I joined a football club. And
which team was that?
That was for, I forget now.
That's great.
Johnson Maffey. John Maffey, but before that it was Standard Telephones, and a football club in there, and yeah, and Stuart Warner's. Stuart Warner's was the first one I joined really, and we used to Alamite, under the name of Alamite Football Club, and I played more than a couple of times for them for a couple of years, and then Park Rangers on a Sunday, I used to play for them as well. And then I met this chap, and he used to said to me one day, he used to do a bit of running the old Harlow track, and he said, "Why don't you come down?" So me and this other guy said, "Yeah, we go down and give it a go." And I started to enjoy running then. And I was about 21, 22. And I used to run several times around the track, and then we would go out sometimes and run across the park and that sort of stuff, and come back into the stadium. Yeah, and I enjoyed that.
And here in 2017, you can be spotted still running around the park on a Saturday morning. Do you enjoy it?
Oh, I do. I love it.
This is the park run, isn't it?
Yeah. I do the park run, and I enjoy that, and I know my limitations these days. I mean, I only do 10k, which is about the furthest I would go, just over 6 miles. So that's about the furthest I would want to run anymore. I've done a couple of half marathons in the last couple of years, and I took it out of me quite a bit towards the end. I just thought, where's the finishing line? I've had enough, you know. My body started to give out a bit. So that's 13 miles, quite a long way for me. But 6 miles I'm comfortable with, and yeah, and I like to do as many of them as I can.
And your family, are they all still living in Harlow? And indeed, would you recommend, I know we're in 2017 now, but would you recommend people move to Harlow?
I would, but I wish it had stayed more like as I knew it when I came in '66. More open spaces. People seem a bit more friendlier as well in them days, you know. I don't know, the town centre's changed, and lovely market we used to have. It used to be packed on a Saturday, and people would be queuing up to get on it, and you know, and it was lovely. It was really a nice atmosphere in this town. But I think part of that's gone now, of course. The market is virtually disappeared. They've got little stalls in the centre of the town centre now, but it's not like it used to be, and it has lost quite a bit, Harlow now. And of course, thinking about the factories, there used to be a lot of industry here. We've lost that now. You know, it's taken up with shops, really. You know, warehouses. The Pinnacles and area has got many factories up there anymore. Nor is Temple Fields on the other end.
So in conclusion, you know, Harlow, you've done all right by Harlow, and Harlow's done all right by you and your family.
Absolutely, I brought my family up here, and I've really enjoyed living here. Yeah, I'd much rather be here than anywhere else, to be quite honest.
Alan Powers, thank you very much for your time.